Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Claire Francis. If you haven't been here before, today I have a shop and haul for you. So sometimes I do just haul videos, sometimes I go out and about in the shops and take you with me, and this is a combination of both. So I've been out and about looking at what's new in for spring in Marks and Spencer's, and then I also did an online order, and I've got some items to show you there. I'll try them on and you can let me know what you think. So if that sounds good, please stick around for the rest of the video. So here we are in Marks and Spencer's looking at the models. You can see there's a bit of a brown and pink theme going on here. That seems to be quite on trend in Marks and Spencer's. Nice long line suede jacket there, well, long line coat actually. And then we've got a brown dress. Now this is a drop waist dress with a little flared skirt at the bottom there, paired with a pink jumper. And then you can see in the background there, we've got that pink reflected in the coat there. I'll show you that later. Here we've got an interesting blazer, asymmetric design, and then we've got lots of different types of jeans here, the different styles, the wide leg, the straight legs, nice blue shirt there, blue striped shirt, and a nice leather jacket there with, or faux leather jacket with jeans. And then a little short sleeve denim top with the palazzo jeans, which I actually like as well. The wide leg and the palazzo are nice. And then I actually had a look at some accessories. Now there was this this tote bag, which was £18. And then they had some really nice trainers out there in the dark brown with the white stripe, £50 they were. I think all the trainers were around that price there. And some light blue stroke grey ones there, and some beigey brown ones there, and the white there. So I thought they were a nice style of very flat, low-level trainers. And then we've got this tote bag. This goes with the set that I got last week, the loungewear set. And this is a brown jacket, the one we saw on the model. It's a sort of similar fabric, I think, to the coat I had actually. That was £65. Nice, but I'm not sure about the asymmetric detail. Then there's some trousers that go with it, which are, I think, straight leg or possibly even slightly barrel leg trousers, and they're £30. They were quite nice as well, but I'm not sure about that asymmetric detail on the blazer. That would put me off a little bit, I think. Then here we've got a brown column dress. This was quite nice. I liked the fabric. It was a ribbed fabric and felt sort of a little bit velvety, soft touch. Looked really nice, that, and it was £36. I think if you go up a size in those dresses, it's often very flattering because you can then sort of avoid it clinging to the lumps and bumps. I have got a similar grey one. Didn't really like that dress there with the leopard printy. Didn't like the colour of that. Nice little cardigan here with a frill. I like the frill detail cardigans. This was £30, and I think it comes in a couple of colours, that. Spotted a few other things there, a little sort of pattern shirt there, not too sure about that, but this blue satin blouse was quite nice. Nice light blue colour. That sort of, the pastel colours seem to be coming in more now as we head sort of into late winter, more on towards the spring. And then there's a little striped cardigan here. I liked this as well, sort of a rib design with the sort of brown and cream, or I think it's black or navy and cream was the other one. That's £30. Seems to be a common price for knitwear at M&S at the moment. Then I thought this was nice. It's a faux suede short sort of cropped jacket with the pockets there. That was really nice. I think it was £65. I'll have a look in a minute. Nice soft touch fabric there. Yes, I think it was £36. That would be nice if you suit those shorter crop jackets. I can imagine a lot of younger customers wanting to try that. And there's a long line version as well with the faux suede coat. We saw that on the model earlier. That's £85. That was really nice actually. I think I do try it on later. I'll show you that. I did like that. It has sort of some features that make it look a bit like a trench coat as well. Then we've got, other things, pink jumper. We've got this pink coat. Now, I wasn't that convinced about the fabric of this. It's very fluffy, and I did look in the reviews to see what it said. It's £75, by the way. It did talk about a lot of the fluff coming off and being a bit annoying and things. Wasn't sure about that. There was a nice little blue white tipped jumper there. Again, £30. Thought that was quite nice. Again, reasonably sort of cropped short jumper there. And there was this nice little stripe jumper. It was I think it was a brown and cream stripe. Thought that was nice. Again, quite cropped. Let's have a look at the price of that. Oh, that was £20, I think. And then having a wander around, going past a few other things. I liked this little bomber jacket. It's burgundy, but the style doesn't really suit me. This was £36. It comes in a few colours. It's a sort of satin type feel. Really nice, but again, I think will be more popular with younger viewers, unless you're very petite and slim. You probably could wear that. I did like this jacket though. It's a faux suede sort of Harrington style jacket. Thought that was nice with the collar there and the sort of side pockets and the elasticated waist at the back there. That was £46. Again, I think you need to be able to wear the sort of crop style jackets there. If they suit you, that would be a really nice one, I think. Then we've also got the same sort of fabric we were looking at before, this brown faux suede in the jeans there. I think these were barrel leg ones and they're £48. Quite a nice fabric that. Not sure how well it would wear on trousers. But if you do like that, that's another option. You could pair that with the jacket possibly. But I still feel that would probably suit a lot of younger people a little bit better than us slightly older, more mature ladies. But you can see it on the model there. Those are the trousers. They've just paired it with a sort of purpley type top there. And a sort of quite a nice handbag there. And then we've got, I did like this shirt actually. It's a striped shirt, a sort of burgundy and pink sort of stripe. It has a tie at the back so you can make it look fitted. So I thought that was nice workwear type of blouse actually. That was £28. And then, sorry, I missed those jumpers there with the big collar. I thought they looked quite nice. Another jumper with a big collar, the red zip jumper. This is £36 and I think it comes in a navy colour as well. Very wide there. That's good if you're petite on top and you need broadening on top. For me, it probably would accentuate my wider shoulders, so I probably wouldn't buy that. And then quite a nice striped jumper here. Again, a £30 price tag, I think, with the buttons down there. I liked that. £30 again. Then I spotted this jacket. It's a short barn jacket with the contrast collar there. Thought that was really nice. And that was £65. You can see the collar there a bit more clearly. That did look nice. I think that would be a nice sort of spring jacket, so something you could wear over the next few months. So this is a couple of coats that I tried on. First of all, on the left there, the faux suede long line coat. Really liked this. Didn't feel too bulky like some of the other coats I've tried on at M&S recently. Nice straight line down there, middle there, and popper buttons, which were really nice. Felt nice and comfortable, did like that. And on the other side there on the right, we've got one of the barn jackets there with the contrast collar. Does that with a zip and poppers, and that was nice as well. Maybe a little bit big around the hips there on me. It's got the side pockets there as well as the top pockets, and it has a contrast lining, as you can see there. Well, it's a little bit later in the week now. My online order has arrived, so I hope you enjoyed that little look at Marks and Spencer's, the sort of things that are coming in for spring. And I went home and I had a look online and I saw some pieces that weren't actually in store, as well as a few that were. And I've done this order and I've got these here to show you. But before I start, let me just show you what I kept from my last M&S order. I did keep this set. It's the barrel leg joggers and the sweatshirt, the graphic sweatshirt there. And I decided to keep these. It's so comfortable and easy to wear. I think it's a nice colour on me as well, so that's why I kept that. And the second thing I kept was the brown velour set. So if you remember, that one was the lovely plush fabric, comes with wide leg joggers, which were long enough for me. So I kept that one as well. And Really happy with those. Really useful around the house and things. Really been enjoying wearing those. So let me show you the first item from my haul this week. So the first is a cardigan, and it's a cardigan with wool actually. There is a little bit of wool in it, 9–10% I think. And it has this tie detail here. I don't know if you can see that. It actually, it's a little bit like the sort of scarf cardigan type idea, but it's this longer, thinner tie, you can see, and then it just has normal buttons. I think they're a burgundy colour as well. I did get the medium. For me, it's a little bit roomy, I think, but it is a nice cardigan. It was £33, so I got it in the medium. As you can see, quite often I go down to a small in jumpers when I find them very oversized, but this one was just about right. It's quite a thin fabric. When I actually got it and looked at it and felt it, for me, it's a little bit scratchy. I can feel the wool content in there. I think it's going to irritate me. As soon as I put it on around my neck, I was getting a bit irritated. So I'll just show you it on. So it says it was a nice cardigan, nice if you can withstand the wool, but for me, it was just that little bit too scratchy. So probably won't be keeping that, but a nice cardigan. But just so you know, it is fairly loose and it's not extremely cropped, but it is a fairly short, the usual length that cardigans and things are coming up now. So that's my first item. Second item, I have been looking for a fluffy jumper that isn't scratchy, that hasn't got too much wool in it, and I did actually find one, and it's this one. This is a really nice fluffy but soft jumper, and it doesn't have any wool in it. I'll put the composition on the screen. Now this was £36, so it's not one of their cheaper jumpers. I got it in the medium, which I'm pleased to say is a good size on me, so I did like that. The feel is really nice. Now, as I said, I didn't want anything. A lot of them I've looked at are very scratchy, and I'm not very good at wearing a jumper when it is that sort of itchiness. But this feels lovely and soft. Now, I got the medium, but it does come up quite small, so I'm glad I got the medium. Just about a good size on me, and it does have quite an elastic band at the bottom, so it's quite nice to wear. It does sort of come in there, and you can sort of slightly bag it over the top. Really nice fabric, nice and substantial as well. That will keep you really warm, and it's this lovely blush pink colour. So have a look at that on. I really did like this. And I'm thinking, maybe, I know I don't need a lot more jumpers at the moment, but I have been looking for sort of one in a pinky colour. Now, trend-wise, this will go really well with chocolate brown. I said to you last week, I think Marks and Spencer's are doing a lot with pink and brown at the moment. Also go with burgundy, both of which have been very on-trend colours through the autumn and winter. And obviously, it will go into the spring. It will be too hot to wear later in the spring. But I thought, that shade is actually a very flattering, just off neutral type of shade. Suits a lot of people, especially if you've got a cooler colouring. But I think it could suit you as well equally if you had a warm colouring. But it's a nice soft neutral, fairly short again. But I did like that. I thought that was nice. Unfortunately, they didn't have an offer on jumpers when I bought it, and I think they might have one on now. So that's a little bit annoying. So you could get it for less than £36, but lovely and warm, nice and fluffy, good substantial jumper, that one. Then I found another really nice item as well. It's a really interesting basic. So it's one of these tops. Now you could use it as an underlayer top or a top in its own right under a blazer. And it's got this lovely lace detail at the top there. It's a V-neck, as you can see. Now I have been noticing when I'm wearing my V-neck jumpers, I haven't got many of them at the moment, or a cardigan that's V-neck, it's nice to have the underlayer being V-neck as well. So you can just see it follows the line. Otherwise, if you've got a scoop neck or a higher neck, sometimes it sort of spoils that line. So I thought this had potential, sounded really nice. It's an interesting feel. It's not quite the same as, a sort of vest top feel. It's not just sort of cotton and elastane. Again, I'll put the composition on the screen for you. It does feel substantial enough. It is stretchy and it does fit, but the arms, aren't actually tight. They're a little bit loose. I think it's lovely. Now, I tried this on with one of my jumpers, which does have a V-neck, and I really like the effect of that. And again, that is really on trend, the little lace details just popping out at the bottom or the top of a jumper. And I think that goes really nicely with that. Now, it comes in the creamy colour and also comes in the black. It's actually, I think it's more like an ivory or light cream. It does come in black as well. So again, that would be really interesting. Now, price-wise, again, because it's not just a typical vest top, so the price does reflect that. I got it in a 14 and it's £28. So it's not a sort of cheap undervest, but obviously it's designed to be seen. And this lace detail is lovely. In a way, it's a shame it didn't have a little bit of lace at the bottom there, which can sort of peek out at the bottom of a jumper. But I did really like that. So let me just show it to you with that jumper. This is a mint velvet jumper that I got a little while ago. I think it's a sale item. And I thought that looked really, really nice. I'm thinking of getting the black one actually as well. I think that could have potential as well. So really interesting. Or I don't know whether to actually buy another one of these, because obviously being cream stroke white, I can see it getting a little bit grubby. But really nice top there. So it could be worn on its own, just under a blazer. It is substantial enough for that. Or as I said, use it as a layering piece. But I thought that was a super item. I really liked that. Next item, some trousers now we're going on to. So I saw these, I thought these look nice. They're a long wide leg cream trouser with the black stripe. I think it's black down the side there. Nice flat front here, elasticated waist obviously. Not any other details on it, I don't think, apart from the side stripe. Thought this had potential, and I actually read the reviews and people were saying the fabric was actually quite substantial, you know, not too overstretchy, not too thin. And obviously with cream leggings, they can be a little bit see-through at times, which can spoil things. So I thought this had potential. The good thing is it comes in different lengths as well. So I've actually ordered the medium and the long to try on. Let's just look at the price. I got it in a 12, so I've ordered the regular and the long, and they're £36. But I think that reflects the quality of the fabric. Again, I'll put the fabric composition on the screen there for you. They're stretchy, not too stretchy though. There is a bit of substantialness to it, and they hang quite nicely. So this is the medium length version. Now you can see that would be all right when I'm in bare feet, you know, just at home in a very flat pair of ballet flats or slippers or something. But I think if I wanted to wear it out with like an ankle boot or something like that, maybe it would be a little bit short. So I also tried the long, and again, that's a bit long just with flat, you know, feet or flat shoes, but I think that would look nice with the boots. So it depends what you're planning on wearing it for. If it's just something to wear at home, you might want to get the regular. I'm 5'7", as I've mentioned many times before. So on me, I do have that, you know, the regular is sometimes that little bit short, but the long is sometimes too long. I know lots of you ladies have that with, you know, the petite and the regular. The petite is a bit too short, the regular is a bit too long or whatever. So we can never get it quite right, even with 3 different sizes or 3 different lengths. But I thought they were a nice pair of trousers. Not sure what I think about them. This elastic band is quite tight, but I didn't want to get a 14 because it'll be much too baggy on the hips for me. Even as it is, it's a little bit baggy. So, but they're fine. And again, it's stretchy. But there, I don't know if you've noticed some of the trousers where it's just this one band of elastic. They are a little bit tighter than some of the ones that are more sort of gathered. But a nice pair of trousers that. Very good, obviously coming towards spring, but again, would look nice with dark brown, with burgundy, with black, obviously to match the stripe. Lots of colour combinations. Cream and navy is lovely as well, isn't it, in the spring? So lots of ideas for that. And then my last item, I thought I'd try the barrel leg jeans. I have had some carrot leg jeans from Marks and Spencer's. If I can find a picture of me wearing those, I'll put them up there. And I actually quite like those. It's difficult getting the length right. So I think I ordered a long. Let's see, what did I order? Again, it comes in 3 different lengths. I think these are a 12 long. I think the label's fallen off these. But this is the barrel jeans. I'll show you the shape. They're quite substantially barrel. These, I'll show you them on, but the fit is not good on me. They're actually quite big. Now in M&S, normally the 12 on the waist, you know, can be fitted or a little bit tight on me. They're actually quite loose. So, you know, for me to be saying a size 12 fitted waistband is loose, is saying something. I got them in this light wash grey. I don't have any grey jeans, and I thought it'd be nice to try. But let me just show you them on there. I mean, the bottom area is much too big for me. They sort of stick out. They should really be tight on the waist and hips and then just flare out from the hips. But for me, they just seem too over baggy. I don't have much of a bottom as it is, so they just don't look right on me. So I won't be keeping those, and I wouldn't be able to go down. I think the 10 would be a bit too tight on my stomach. So not quite the right shape. I think the long is quite a nice shape. I'm actually quite enjoying wearing the longer barrel joggers. I've got a couple of pairs of those now, and there is something nice and slouchy about them. But actually, really, they should be a little bit shorter, so you're showing a bit of ankle if you're wearing something like a trainer or something with it. So again, getting the length right is a little bit tricky. They don't have a lot of stretching. I think there might be a tiny bit of elastane. I'll have a look and put that on the screen for you. They're just a standard jean, you know, with the normal 2 pockets at the back, 2 pockets at the front here. The fabric is okay. I think this wash is a little bit too washed out maybe, but they do come in lots of different colours. But it might be worth trying some carrot legs or barrel leg jeans. They are a very on-trend silhouette, and silhouettes are quite important in things like trousers and that. If you're not happy with them on you, try different lengths. You might find they work, you know, if you just roll them up a bit, or conversely if you let them go a little bit lower. But the idea is normally you're just showing a little bit of ankle with them, unless they're a very soft drapey type of jogger, in which case you can get away with them being a little bit longer. But it's worth having a try at the silhouette. For me, it didn't quite work. So what did you think of the items that I got there? I actually bought them, not necessarily thinking I would actually keep any of them, but actually, as I said, there are a couple of items there I do really like. And if you're wondering what I'm doing with the hair at the moment, I haven't gone back to the Dyson Airwrap. I'm actually just using straighteners. I watched an online tutorial and it sort of gave me a bit more confidence of trying to make waves with straighteners, and they do seem to last a little bit longer. I haven't quite got it right at the ends there. Maybe I could have done that a little bit more, but they tend to stay for a couple of days if I do it with the straighteners, especially if I do it, you know, straight after it's been washed and dried and things. They do last a little bit better. I was finding with the Dyson Airwrap, literally it was only lasting a day and then it fell out the next day. So I'm sort of trying to, and I'm thinking about the length as well. I think I'm going to have it cut soon because it's getting a little bit straggly, and I quite liked it. I know lots of you liked it when I had it cut short. It did look a little bit smarter. So I am going to have, I need the roots done and I need a little bit of a trim, I think. So you might see it back to sort of more a straight bobby type style next week. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of those things that I found at M&S. Let me know if you found anything else really nice at M&S, and which of those do you think are worth me keeping. I am trying to be good at the moment. I'm trying not to overbuy, and I'm trying to make sure, you know, if I start buying new things in, I actually have a good look at my wardrobe and do a clear out. My partner and I are on a real mission at the moment to declutter our house and make sure that we only have what we actually need and what we're wearing. So that's something, maybe if you're interested in me telling you a bit more about that and what we're doing, then maybe put a comment below, just ask me, you know, if I could do something about decluttering and how I manage my wardrobe and things like that, if you'd like to see that. And if there's anything else you'd like to see on the channel, please let me know. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a good week this week. Hopefully the rain will stop soon. I know it's been raining non-stop for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But hopefully we'll have some nice weather later in February to look forward to. And I don't know about you ladies, but the daffodils are out. Now I live in the central south of England and we have got daffs out. They were actually out in January, which I think, I can't remember seeing them before in January. I mean, it used to be March, didn't it? So let me know if you're in other parts of the country, if you have the daffs out. I think we've already had snowdrops and things, they've come and gone, but definitely we've got daffodils down here. So spring is definitely on the horizon. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to see you soon for another video. Goodbye.